Department and immigration, of course, in light of the wall debate, Shep.
Catherine, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Let's bring in Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano. This is normal.
I think it is normal. In fact, reports a month ago when Bill Barr's name was mentioned was that he said to the White House, I'll accept the nomination, but only if I can bring in my own senior team, which is very normal for a new attorney general to do.
And then there's this Manafort business. Not normal.
No, that's not normal at all.
We've now gotten we now know that the prosecutors are saying that they have evidence that Paul Manafort gave some stuff to the Russians. Explain it.
The the prosecutors accused Paul Manafort of lying to FBI agents in violation of his guilty plea to cooperate with them. And they filed their allegations of the lies under seal. We don't know what they were. Paul Manafort's lawyers filed their answer, and they forgot to seal part of it. And the part they forgot to seal was that the FBI accused Paul Manafort of lying about whether or not he gave confidential campaign polling data at the height of the campaign to a Russian oligarch who the FBI has identified as a source for Russian intelligence.
So a Putin man.
Yes. This shows that Bob Mueller can demonstrate to a court, without the testimony of Paul Manafort, that the campaign had a connection to Russian intelligence, and the connection involved information going from the campaign to the Russians. The question is, was this in return for a promise of something from the Russians, and did the candidate, now the president, know about it?
And would that be conspiracy?
Yes. A conspiracy is an agreement to commit a crime. The crime would be to receive something of value from a foreign person or government during a campaign. Whether or not the thing of value arrives, the agreement is what is the crime. There was apparently an agreement between the campaign manager and this Russian oligarch. What the oligarch did with the material we gave him, who the campaign manager Manafort spoke to in the campaign, Bob Mueller has yet to reveal.
It's a curious lie, no?
It's very.
I guess you wouldn't want to give up that you're handing things over to Putin's man.
Well, of course not, especially in light of the president's repeated, almost ad nauseum allegations, no collusion with the Russians, no collusion with the Russians.
Well, if this is collusion, though collusion isn't a crime, this would be collusion.
The crime is conspiracy, the agreement. Collusion is a non-legal term.
Oh, I know. But if there's a collusion, giving stuff to the Russians about polling data,
would probably fit into that kind of a category.
Yeah.
Look, when Paul Manafort was convicted of his financial crimes, the president said, big deal. This was 6 years before he worked for me. This event that has been outlined in these court papers occurred during the campaign, during the summer and spring of 2016.
We know there's a lot we don't know from Mueller. We know that Mueller, to our knowledge and all of our reporters' knowledge, has not done any leaking. This is a big screw-up on Manafort's lawyers' parts, and it's very revelatory.
Yes, and such a screw-up that the Manafort people have decided not to challenge this allegation of a lie, meaning there's not going to be a hearing about what the FBI says he lied about and why he says it wasn't a lie, which translated means he's going to be sentenced to the maximum, not the minimum that he thought he was negotiating for when he entered his guilty plea.
Manafort's complaining about prison conditions right now. I guess it's not going to get much better.
I doubt it.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome, Shep.
An American Navy veteran